goes on to write, humans are three-dimensional beings. Because humans are part of the three-dimensional realm, once the three-dimensional realm came into being, it became part of the fourth-dimensional realm and is therefore under its rule. So you all agree with the science and the mathematics of what's been said here, right? One dimension becomes two-dimensional, and therefore it's automatically subject to the higher dimension. The two-dimensional becomes subject to the three-dimensional, and therefore it is automatically under the authority of the three-dimensional realm. So obviously, if there's a fourth dimension, whatever lives in the third dimension is subject to and under the authority of the fourth dimensional realm. So we could say that God exists in gravity. Because gravity isn't a three-dimensional force, but gravity is a thing that makes the three-dimensional forces work. So you could say, for example, gravity is a fourth-dimensional force that God put into place to make sure humans stay on this planet. And that while we're living on this planet, we will continue to, through resistance, always remain strong. So if you we know this now because science has allowed us to do this. If we send someone to outer space and they lose gravity, they start to lose strength. And other things begin to happen to their bodies. Right? And so God allowed gravity, or put gravity on the earth as a force to make sure that we stayed on the earth or stayed close to the earth, so that we don't go and populate the rest of the universe and corrupt that too. So I know Elon's got an impressive mind and he's got an impressive way that he sees the world, but he has to factor God into it. Otherwise his imagination is just uncontrolled. Are you all still with me here? So, I'm going to just read that again. When the three-dimensional realm was created, it became susceptible to infinity. And when time came into existence, because it also is part of the three-dimensional realm, we became susceptible to eternity. This principle applies to all humans, whether they are Christians or non-believers. We, the three-dimensional beings, were created as beings that are under infinity and eternity. Because God's in charge. I mean, God is the creator of everything. So in His realm, we are subject to the realm that He allows to operate in the fourth dimension. Therefore, whether we are sitting, standing, sleeping, or awake, we are under God's rule. This is an important beginning to the understanding of God being in our lives. The law of the higher dimension ruling over the lower dimension is scientifically logical. The first dimension is under the control of the second dimension is under the control of the third dimension, and the third dimension is under the control of the fourth dimension. That is why God, who is eternal and infinite and who lives in the fourth dimension, can rule everything that is under the three-dimensional world in which we live.